I can almost guarantee you've heard these phrases before. You need to grow a thicker skin. Stop taking everything so personally. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? If you're like most highly sensitive people, you've probably spent your entire life apologizing for how deeply you feel. You've been made to believe that your sensitivity is a flaw, a glitch in your programming that makes you weak. But what if I told you that everyone who told you to toughen up was completely wrong? Today, we are throwing out that false diagnosis. You are not broken. You are not overly emotional. You have what I like to call a high-fidelity brain. While the vast majority of the world is experiencing life in standard definition, your brain is streaming reality in stunning, uncompressed 8K resolution. Let's dive into the neuroscience of why your sensitivity isn't a burden. It's actually a highly advanced radar system that the world desperately relies on. To understand why you feel so much, we have to look at your biological hardware. This isn't just a personality trait, it's a neurological difference. Roughly 20% of the population has a nervous system that processes the world entirely differently than the other 80%. Think of the average brain like a smartphone camera. It compresses the image, blurs out the background, and focuses only on what's right in front of it. It's efficient and saves battery. But your brain is a top-tier cinema camera. Neuroscientists point to 3 specific hardware upgrades that explain your intense experience of the world. Upgrade number 1, you have a modified sensory filter. In psychology, this is related to something called low latent inhibition. Most brains are wired to automatically delete 90% of background data to save energy. They ignore the hum of the AC, the slight shift in the room's lighting, or the micro expressions on a coworker's face. Your brain doesn't delete that data. It flags everything as important. You process the physical environment and the emotional atmosphere all at once. Yes, this is exactly why crowded rooms exhaust you, but it's also the exact reason you notice the brilliant solutions, the subtle beauty, and the hidden patterns that everyone else walks right past. Upgrade number 2, your mirror neuron system is working in overdrive. Mirror neurons are the brain cells responsible for human empathy. For the average person, these neurons allow them to look at a crying friend and think, I understand they are sad. But for you, it's not just an intellectual understanding. You have an open, emotional Wi-Fi network. You literally absorb their state. Your brain runs a physical simulation of their pain, joy, or anxiety inside your own body. You aren't being dramatic. You are a biological sponge soaking up the emotional weather of whatever room you walk into. Upgrade number 3, massive depth of processing. Have you ever been in an argument or faced with a sudden decision and you just freeze? You might beat yourself up later, thinking you're too slow or too timid. Let's look at the science. You aren't slow, you are running a massive background program. Psychologists refer to this as the pause-to-check system. While other people are just reacting impulsively to the surface-level facts, your brain is doing deep semantic encoding. In a fraction of a second, you are cross-referencing this moment with past experiences, analyzing the hidden meaning behind the words being spoken, and calculating the safest future outcome. You aren't hesitating out of fear, you are computing. That is not a glitch. That is high-level processing. So if this high-def processing makes life so exhausting, why didn't evolution filter it out? Why do you exist? Because human survival depended on you. Imagine an ancient tribe made up entirely of bold, thick-skinned warriors. They are great for charging into battle, but a tribe of only warriors would quickly go extinct. They'd eat poisonous berries or march right into an ambush because they weren't paying attention to the details. The tribe needed scouts, they needed advisors, they needed you. You were the one who noticed the subtle shift in the wind before the deadly storm arrived. You were the one who could read the body language of a rival tribe and know they were lying. Your sensitivity was the tribe's early warning system. The problem is that modern society is loud, chaotic, and built for the warriors. It's no wonder you feel like you don't fit in. When you suddenly need to retreat to a quiet, dark room, that's just your mental RAM clearing itself. Your system is overheating. In psychology, there is a brilliant concept for this called the orchid and dandelion hypothesis. Most people are dandelions. They are tough. You can plant them in a crack in the concrete and they'll still grow. They are largely unaffected by their environment. But you are an orchid. If you put an orchid in a toxic, harsh, or chaotic environment, it will wither much faster than the dandelion. This is why you've struggled. But here is the magic of what scientists call vantage sensitivity. When you take that exact same orchid and put it in a greenhouse with the right light, the right boundaries, and the right nutrients, it doesn't just survive. It blooms into something so complex and breathtaking that the dandelion could never compete. When you finally curate your life to protect your energy, you don't just keep up with the rest of the world, you outshine it. So here is your new game plan. Stop trying to downgrade your brain. Stop trying to force yourself to be a dandelion. The world is numb enough. We do not need you to be thicker skinned. We need your empathy, your insight, and your 8K vision. Protect your peace, build your boundaries, and the next time someone tells you that you are too sensitive, just smile to yourself. You know the truth. You don't have a defect, you just have a superpower they don't have the hardware to understand.